If you've ever wondered if it's time to upgrade your TradingView subscription to Essential from free, to Plus from Essential, or to, let's say, Premium, or even Ultimate, this is going to be the video for you. Every single Black Friday, TradingView offers a massive sale, sometimes up to 60% off on their paid plans. And so what I want to do in this video is I want to dive deep into what you actually need as someone who has been paying for TradingView for now multiple years, what I've experienced on the Essential, what I've experienced on the Plus and Premium a couple of times, and now why I'm going to be buying the Premium yearly plan. Here's a look at the current monthly plans. You can see that I'm currently on the $59.95 per month. If you go to annual, these numbers drop down a little bit. So if you've seen this, they always, I think they put you on this page to start, and then you have to jump to monthly, which ends up costing more. But let's dive into what this actually means, all of these things, all these features, and if you actually need them as someone who has pretty much tried out almost everything on TradingView over the past couple of years. I want to keep this as short and as sweet as possible. So if you are not sure what plan to jump on, just give me a few minutes of your time and I can hopefully give you a pretty good suggestion that hopefully saves you some money. Now, I don't want to waste too much of your time with what TradingView actually does. Yes, you look at the charts, you can share the charts, you can draw all over the charts, and you can do all crazy cool things. You can even take trades or have alerts fire from here and then send them to different platforms that'll trade for you automatically. That's really, really cool. But let's start from scratch. So down into here, you can compare all the plans, and it gives you the basic plan, which is the free plan. So if you're on the free plan, here you go. This is what you got, which is really not that much. Now, making that jump from the free plan to the essential plan, where do I see that there is value in that? Well, if you are someone who is becoming more active in your trading, let's say you have just started out and you're like, yo, this is pretty cool. I like looking at some charts, but I'm getting a little more active. Like I'm actually trading a little bit with real money and it's becoming like more real. That's where the essential plan might start to make some sense. I don't want people to feel like they have to pay for something monthly or yearly when they are just starting out, because that's just another expense to add on to the already hard enough learning curve. Whether you're investing, swing trading, trying to day trade, which you start to move up that ladder and it gets harder and harder and harder to be actually profitable. So the more active you get, the lower the chances that you're actually gonna be making money. So then just adding on more and more expensive plans is probably not going to help you. But where I'll start is when you get down to the active price alerts. On the basic plan, you only have 3. You upgrade to the essential, you can have 20. Now, for me, as someone who swing trades, I probably have maybe 10 to 20 max. I mean, if I'm really going crazy at a time. So for me, from a price alert perspective, I don't need more than the essential. But 3, if you are someone who doesn't trade a ton of different things, that might be okay. But the more active you are, the more stocks you're watching or tickers you're watching, assets, whatever you're watching, the more things you're watching, the more important having more of those price alerts could be. You also only get 1 watch list and 30 symbols per that 1 watch list on the basic plan. One of my favorite indicators as well is the volume profile. This on the right-hand side, these little bars, which I didn't realize, but that is actually now not a free indicator anymore. The volume profile indicators are only available when you have a paid plan of TradingView. You also only get 1 chart per tab and 1 save chart layout. That number increases like exponentially as you move up to the paid plans, where you get 2 on the essential and then 5 save layouts. I don't need more than 5 save layouts, so for me that's fine. But charts per tab, you might want some. Personally, what I have is I have this right here, which is like my main layout when I'm on my computer, but I'll actually bring down to a quad box, which I actually have on the right-hand side of my right-hand monitor, where I'll have essentially 4 different charts going at the same time, and I can customize all of them so I can just see what's going on, change the time frames, put different stocks, pin them together, put Bitcoin here, put the 10-year here, and if I want to do that, I can. And that's an option. Is it that critical? No, but it's an option. For some people, you almost need to have that because you need to say, okay, how's the S&P doing? How's the NASDAQ doing? And then whatever you're trading is going to be based off of what's going on big picture. You're looking for that relative strength and weakness, comparing to the S&P, comparing to the NASDAQ. And those little things might give you that subtle edge where you need to have multiple charts in 1 tab so that you can have a bunch of things and you can easily see simultaneously what's going on so you can make those fast decisions. I'll bring you back up to here so it's a little bit easier to see. And I want to talk more about this from like a bigger picture perspective. I started out with the essential and the plus plans back when I began like my TradingView journey. I upgraded from like Webull to then going to TradingView. I knew I had to pay, but I was happy to do so because I got so many extra features and the drawing and all these different tools that I just didn't have access to at the same level at the time. Diving into things like indicators and alerts on those indicators. So for example, you can set technical alerts when, let's say, the price crosses above a line, which I do that all the time. I have a ton of, all my alerts are essentially technical alerts. They're not just price alerts. So I need that, but 20 is probably fine. Like I said, 10, 20 is what I generally would have running at a given time. So not a huge deal there. But you can also create 20 price alerts as well on the essential plan. So for me on the premium, I have 400 price alerts. I'll never use that much. And I have 400 technical price alerts. I'll also never use that much. I can get up to 8 charts in a given tab, so I can build out that octo box. And I can even put up to 25 indicators on a chart. Now, does that make a huge difference to me? No. I only have 5 right now on my chart. I don't really think I'm going to need 25. Some of you freaks out there, you might have 20 indicators on your charts. For me, I'm a less is more. I don't really have much. I got the volume profile right here. I got the volume on the bottom, which, believe it or not, the volume profile and the volume on the bottom, that takes up 2 indicators right there, which is kind of annoying. And then I can have my custom ones that I have right here. So for me, that's what gets the job done. Okay, so you might say, okay, Tom, well then why are you on the premium plan? Like, why are you paying that much money? I actually wasn't up until a couple of months ago. I was on the Plus plan. I was happily paying $25 a month. No problem. I was getting exactly what I needed. I had 4 charts per tab. I had my little quad box right there. I had enough indicators, price alerts. I was fine, happy. When I got into the deep back testing feature, so for example, I pull up on the bottom of my screen a trading strategy that I have loaded as an indicator on the chart. I want to back test and I want to say, okay, can I go back in time and see how this performs over very different periods of time, big picture, small picture, whatever. I wanted that feature. So for example, I was looking at this MGC strategy on micro gold on the 30-minute time frame. And on the bottom of the screen, we have a back test. It's a strategy tester. If I don't have a premium account, I don't get the deep back testing feature, which allows me to like really go back in time and customize things and see things. This is awesome. I wouldn't be able to see a time frame of this size if I didn't have the deep backtesting feature, which is on a premium plan of TradingView. So that is personally the reason why I did that. But that is me at a point where now I am backtesting, creating and seeing and customizing my own, someone else's different TradingView scripts and strategies. So I need that data so I can compare and contrast things against each other so that I can ultimately use that to make my own decisions of, do I want this? Do I want that? Do I need to change this? Do I need to change that? That can mean a big difference in P&L for the trades that I am taking, whether that's automated, whether that's manual. Most of the time now that is for an automated side of things, but that's for a different video on a different day. You might also get an email saying you need to upgrade to the ultimate plan of TradingView because they believe you are a professional. Most of us, me and you, are not professionals, and so there is no need to do that. However, I would make sure to reach out to someone at TradingView if you think you could be on the borderline of a professional trader. I'd reach out to them just to confirm so that they don't screw you or potentially charge you later on in the future. But for the average Joe, me and you, or even someone who is very, very profitable, who's doing it for a very long time, but has a fairly simplistic approach, I do not see any reason to pay more than the premium plan. That has almost everything you could possibly need all in one place, and it gives you that deep backtesting feature, which is super awesome. Boiling it down, beginner, try to go free. Once you start to max out and you start doing things and it asks you or prompts you to buy the next plan, if that keeps happening and you're like, I can't get over this, I need that, it's going to make a difference in my trading, go for the next plan. But there really isn't a need to go beyond the Plus plan unless you are someone who is going to be diving deep into the backtesting features of TradingView. You want things like automatic chart patterns, and you want to utilize a lot of the more advanced features that are pushing us more into like the future of automation and all that. If you are still a manual trader who is going to be manually trading on your phone or through your broker that you can connect on TradingView, which is pretty cool, by the way, if you're going to do that, you don't really need the premium plan. You don't need it. In terms of monthly versus annually, you're going to save $24 a year by going annual here, 60 here, 120 here. You're probably going to be seeing these numbers substantially higher if you are watching this around the Black Friday sale, which is why I'm making the video ahead of time. The Black Friday sale is absolutely massive. This is when I am going to upgrade my premium from a monthly to a yearly because I'm going to be using it. I knew going into this year that I didn't need that, but as the year has progressed, I started to use the deep back testing and I started to do more of that. And I was like, okay, I want alerts that don't expire. I want to make sure I can go back really far in time to back test and to see how things have changed over time. Go back to bear markets, go back to bull markets to see those things. it's a pain in the ass for me to do that manually or other ways, I will pay for it because it's going to help me. However, if you have yet to pay for TradingView or you are already on a paid plan, they can bump you up and upgrade you come the Black Friday sale. If you're like me, I went to premium paying monthly, knowing that Black Friday is a couple of months away at the time. I'm going to wait till then. Once we have that sale, I'm going to then buy 1 year out in the future, pay for it. Boom, I'll be set for 1 year, and I can reconsider come next Black Friday if I want to do the same exact thing again. I will also leave a link to TradingView below this video. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a credit for that, and I appreciate every single one of you who does use the link. You don't have to use my link. If you use the link, you do get $15 off a paid TradingView plan. It's a small drop in the bucket if you're going to buy a yearly plan. For example, let's say the premium yearly, because it's a couple $100s, but it does add up and it can save you some money. Why not use it? Thanks so much. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I will get to them, or others in the community might be able to answer those as well. Happy trading.